All right, so this was posted last night, and what of this century, what's the best draft class? I said hands down 2007, hands down.
Uh, I might definitely agree with you. I'm
It's,
looking at more like Hall of Famers off the top, like Calvin Johnson, probably a Hall of Famer, maybe not like first ballot, but one day. Joe Thomas, first ballot. AP, probably not first because people are gonna accuse him of like the whole child beating thing.
Pat,
Patrick Willis, Hall of Famer. So we already talked about Marshawn Lynch, same thing. He might not be first ballot, but he'll be a Hall of Famer. Darrell Revis, probably a Hall of Famer.
mm,
Eric Weddle just retired, so probably a Hall of Famer. And was it Yonda? Really good lineman, Hall of Famer. Again, like that whole class is like pot riddled with Hall of Famers.
yeah,
Where like if you go to like the 2010 Sue, probably like a super down the line if he does make it. I know that the the NFL is more like letting people in the Hall of Fame than most Hall of Fames are. But like Sue, I would say no off the bat. Barry, unfortunate, probably no. Thomas, yeah. Pouncey, probably. Gronk, yeah. Bowman, probably. Atkins, yeah. I'm gonna say Antonio Brown, no, right now, just
yeah.
because, dude, like if the NFL don't let him back, dude, it's kind of like more like you're you're kind of done.
hmm
Cam, as of right now, dude, I don't think so unless he comes back. Von Miller, yeah. AJ Green, again, I don't think so.
Been injured half of his years.
Yeah. Patrick Peterson, like he's gone went from shutdown corner to being like, yo, everybody's open. So I don't know. Probably will one day. Julio Jones, yeah. Hall of Famer. JJ Watt, yeah. Richard Sherman, probably, yeah. And JC Kelsey, yeah. So again, that 2017, pretty much that whole class is probably a first round ballot Hall of Famer, if not a second ballot Hall of Famer. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'm like right off the bat, like I mean, I think Calvin Johnson, he's gonna get in regardless. He was just too dominant not to.
yeah,
Patrick Willis was immediate. I would say Adrian Peterson would be too because of how dominant he was in the first stint of his years with um
the
the
Vikings.
Marshawn Lynch. I think he's definitely going to get in. He has the rings. He has the total yardage. And he has a
Yeah,
decent average per yard per attempt. And Darrell Revis. I think he gets in, dude. I think. I mean, just because I mean, like you said too, like the NFL is like so lenient on who gets in because it's more of like a popularity contest than anything with
yeah,
critics and people loved him. He's stand up dude. Um, Not a whole lot of trash, not a whole lot of problems. See, that's the problem that I see in 2010 is Sue. He had a lot of off the field problems, so I don't think he gets in. I think they try to play him like they played To. His numbers weren't as dominant, as other people in his position have posted. Same thing with Pouncey, the Pouncey brothers. Um, I think the same thing. Too much drama with them. Gronk.
yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
technically Gronk is probably is close, but he's just got too many rings to say no to. So
And he was super dominant, and he just wasn't super flashy.
yeah,
And I think that's why he did what he did, like with his antics. Like he would celebrate, he would do the things that he needed to do to keep the cameras on him. Bowman. I mean, dude was nonstop till he snapped that leg. Right.
yeah.
I'm the
And
Atkins. I think gets in, but Antonio Brown the same way with you. I think same thing. Problems. They're not gonna let him in. They're just not gonna.
yeah,
He has good numbers in the first 10 years of his career, but they're not gonna let him in. The bottom, I'd say the only one really that has a solid argument out of from Peterson to Cam is Vaughn.
yeah,
Then JJ Watson. I think these four get in.
yeah. Like I said, to me, it's like Green will have to show out, and like I said, he probably might get it later on in his life because he does have fairly decent numbers.
Yeah.
I do think Patrick Peterson was a shutdown corner for a while. He was I think he's a two-time All Pro, so it's like there's that sense. Cam, if Cam gets back on the field to show us what he used to do, you know, 2, 3 years ago, like he might be a Hall of Famer one day too. But it's like as of right now, the jury's out on those three. I mean, actually, it's like I mean, I've had this conversation with you. Like I think certain Hall of Fames, like I'm sorry, dude, these dudes busted their balls for years,
Yeah,
and they should be a part of that like type of class. Like baseball, I think it's stupid. Baseball Hall of Famers, like it's 2 or 0. It's an exclusive Hall of Fame. Well, if you also your time runs out too if you don't make it. I'm like, what? These dudes busted and grind for you guys for years,
right.
and all of a sudden now you're gonna be like, oh, like, no, you have a time restriction on like how long you actually like. I'm like, well, it should equal. Oh shit, Von Miller just tested positive for coronavirus.
No, I just got that update on my phone. Let's see.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
I mean,
But yeah,
it
but I mean, that's the thing is like you just the baseball Hall of Fame, you just don't know who's ever gonna get in and who's not. And so it's like, and even like I mean, I've told you about my opinion about the NFL. It's like how are you gonna let dudes in that don't have Super Bowl rings? Like dudes who have a Super Bowl ring and have an All Pro or a All Star game appearance, those should be in the Hall of Fame.
right.
Like you're talking about like how many four like again I'm a Raider fan, so I'm partial to it. So how many Raiders are you gonna have to sit there and like talk about when they're dead because y'all want them in the Hall of Fame? Pop Flores has 4 Super Bowl rings, like 2 as a player, 2 as a coach. So how you got or no, I think it's 3 as a coach and 1 as a player. So how you not gonna like let him in? He has more Super Bowl rings than some active coaches right now.
And
So
he was like the first Latino American to do so, man.
yeah, he's the first Latino American to do so. How you not gonna let him in?
Yeah,
Cliff Branch has, he's in like the realm of top 15, top 20 in receiving yards. Like he has a Super Bowl ring, but like other dudes that don't have Super Bowl rings or like even close to their categories, like make it in. I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
and I mean even Night Train they I mean they let Raiders in so last minute. The only person that really got in that was quickly in getting in was Howie. Howie got.
Yeah,
I mean
I
even
mean, but we also look at like how nice he plays with the media.
no, yeah, exactly. I mean he's not the same Howie as he was on the field.
Oh no, oh no. That's the thing is like, everybody talks about like Mark Davis or Al Davis probably has to do with why some of these dudes aren't getting in that Hall of Fame
Mhm.
because Al Davis just rubbed people wrong. But it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, dude, like when you talk about some of the NFL's greatest players, and you're not gonna acknowledge them as like the greats in the Hall of Fame. Like Cliff Branch is easily a Hall of Famer.
easily.
Like if Jake Stabler never died, do you think he actually becomes in the Hall of Fame? I don't know. You're
And
talking about the last old school Raider from their class before Stabler was Ray Guy, a punter. But like everybody talks about Ray Guy was like one of the greatest punters of all time. I'm like, yeah, but you're also talking about like these dudes all have Super Bowl rings, that have records, that have MVPs and
yeah,
stuff like that. They should be in the Hall of Fame. So I
no,
to be like, as right now we're talking about it, like all these dudes could end up making it one day.
yeah.
And I see it's like I don't know if there's a time restriction on
I want to.
players that make it in or not.
There normally is. I think it's a 7-year wait period.
I know baseball has one. That's also to me is like if you have a wait period, shouldn't your wait period is it would be how long your career played.
There's only 26 Raiders in the Hall of Fame.
You just do a bomb. But yeah, yeah. See, and you telling me like you're talking about like Raiders were teams of decades or like they've lost to Super Bowl winning teams. Like every time the Steelers lost or Steelers beat the Raiders, it was against the Raiders in the AFC Championship.
Wait, what? This is weird.
What?
I'm reading it. It says top 10 NFL teams. Okay, this is 2009. That's why. Okay, that's why. I was about to say. Okay, let's rank by Hall of Famers. All right. This was last year, so it might be a little off, but not too much off.
Yeah.
All right. What is it? Oh man. All right. Jags 0. Houston Texans 0. Panthers 0. Steve Smith's in though.
Oh yeah, that's easy. So
The Bengals won. That's hard to believe. Uh,
was it like Boomer Eisen or whatever?
Anthony Munoz.
Oh yeah, like a Latino.
The Ravens only have two.
Ravens are gonna have a lot more coming down the pipe.
It says, oh, okay. No. Okay, so yeah, for sure. So, um, Lewis, Jonathan Ogda, Haloti Ngata is in, I think, and so is Ed Reed. So they have,
Yeah, I think they all just got in this last year, didn't
yeah. And then
they?
you
Yeah.
have, and then they said after that, it's Atlanta Falcons. They said they only have two, but they definitely got what's his name in this time, Tony Gonzalez. So they got three.
Was Tony Gonzalez gonna go as a Falcon, or is he gonna go as a Chief?
Oh, you're right. No, he goes in. He went in as a Chief.
Yeah, because he played the back end of his career as a Falcon, but he went as a Chief.
Oh, but Deion Sanders got in, so he went in as a Falcon.
Are you sure? You sure you go as a Cowboy?
Yeah, because he said that that's where he became prime. Dude, Michael Vick needs to get in the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying.
That's to me, that's not gonna happen because, like, I mean, you're talking about like I don't think he has the numbers to get in the Hall of Fame. He doesn't have. I think, does he even have an MVP?
He has an MVP, 2005.
He has one MVP. How many All Pros does he have?
I think he was an 8-time All Pro.
I mean, actually, I would have to look that up because between the MVP and the All Pro, but if it's 8, then yeah, then you're talking about like
I think.
he's got the history, nobody's gonna vote him in, type of shit.
Let's look. He played 13 seasons. Michael Vick. All right, let's look at his accomplishments. All right. As a player, okay, highlights. Pro Bowl 4 times. Um, Comeback Player of the Year, 2010. I think in 2010 he should have won the MVP.
MVP.
Yeah. By the way, I told you the Raiders have 26, right?
Yeah,
That's a lot.
it is. I mean, you talk about Raiders were, if not the team of the decade, they were almost team of the decade twice. I know for sure one time, and then you're talking about whenever they went, like I said, when the Steelers went up against the Raiders in the AFC Championship to go win their Super Bowl, it was usually was it like between the 70s and 80s is versus the Raiders.
That's crazy. You know, on an episode, what we should do is go through how many or who's the best Hall of Famer on every single one.
That's
It's a lot. It gives you like because you can argue that I don't know.
Joe Montana's probably the best right now
Oh yeah, hands down the
because
best.
he got 4 rings, right?
Yep.
Or 5? No, he's got 4.
They said that Deion Sanders is a Hall of Fame for the Cowboys,
I told you, it depends on like how many years you played.
but he played
Or,
most of his years for the Falcons. You know what? I don't.
I mean,
I think he. Let me see.
oh shit, that's a blindside hit.
He-
Sorry,
Hall
whacked his ass.
of Fame.
That would have been a foul. That shit coming back.
Okay, so 2011 he was in the Hall of Fame. It's his first. Sanders is the first longtime member of the Atlanta Falcons to be elected to the Pro Hall of Fame. Okay, so he's a Atlanta Falcon in the
So
Hall.
he's a Falcon on the Hall of Fame. And I honestly, I thought they thought like they might have chose them. Like, 'cause I know when C Wood got in, he displayed the Raiders and the Packers in his case.
Well, in his speech too, in Dion's speech, he talked about his time. Like he was like,
Yeah.
with the Niners, with the Cowboys, with the Redskins, and even with the Ravens. He was like, it's a good time all the way around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah. The shit is blocked.
Let's look at the Raiders Hall of Fame. Okay, so the very first Hall of Famer was Ron Mix, and back then it was different. Let me see how long.
Oh shit. Yo, watch this. Yo, watch this. Oh shit.
No,
Oh shit.
uh,
Oh shit. I just can't hear that. Ooh, shit.
Respect. Boom. Okay, 5 years. They said they have to wait for 5 years to get in.
So you have to wait for 5 years. That makes sense.
Huh. All right. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay. So Jim Otto, George Blanda, Willie Brown, Gene Upshaw, okay, Fred Balentikoff, Art Shell, Tom Hendricks, Al Davis as an owner, of course, in '92. It's weird that they got in though. Mike Hayes, Eric Dickerson. I don't think he went in as a Raider, so I think they just put him as like who played. Like Ronnie Lott definitely didn't go in as a Raider. He went in as a Niner.
Yeah.
That's how he was talking at the All-Star game to us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he passed around his rings too.
Oh, that's cool.
He was all about the Niners. Dave Casper, Marcus Allen, James Lofton, Bob Brown, John Madden, Rod Woodson, Jerry Rice. See, Jerry Rice is a Niner. Warren Sapp, Tampa. Ray Guy, punter, of course.
Yeah.
Brown, B Raider. Ron Wolf.
The
Yeah,
GM.
he's a GM. Ken Stabler, finally in 2016, got in. I think Jim Plunkett should have gotten in too, right?
The
Randy.
Buckets got 2 Super Bowl rings and one MVP.
Yeah, come on, man.
So you're talking, yeah. So it's like there's Jim Plunkett, Cliff Branch, Tom Flores. Boom, from the jump, those 3 should be able to get in.
Crazy.
Yeah, man.
Very interesting.
It is.
All right.